Hi, this is Tanya from Love Buddha Tarot, back with the cards for today for the 17th of February 2017. How are you all feeling? There's a, a change in the cards today, and I really, really like these. I do want to say, though, that next week, I can't wait to do the cards next week because I've received a brand new tarot deck and I'm so excited. These cards are up, and bizarrely enough, that is really, really strange. I was just going to show you what the cards were, and the card that is on the bottom there is the Ace of Cups. Now, that is the card that's today as well. So there you go. You're getting a double whammy of love coming. But these cards are absolutely fantastic. Look at the imagery on them. Oh, there's the Empress as well. The Four of Swords. They're just, look at them. The imagery is just stunning. So I'm playing with these every second I get, and I'm going to do the full readings with them next week. So I'm so excited for that. But anyway, I'll get back to the cards of today. So, as you now know, it sort of broke the mystery a bit there, that one, didn't it? So yes, so the card that came out today is the Ace of Cups, and it is so long since this has came out, so I'm loving it. The second I picked this card up, the first thing I heard in my head, I'm not going to sing it because my singing voice is terrible, but the Beatles song, All You Need Is Love, which actually is behind me there as well. But you know when the song starts and it's love, 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 that was what came in, So real big sort of merging in the heart chakra here. Merging, I don't know if merging's the word I wanted there. No, that wasn't. It's feeling, movement. There's something going on with the heart chakra. That's what I'm saying. But this card is absolutely fabulous, and it often talks of new beginnings, new romance, new love. It's such a beautiful card. And if we have a look there, we've got sort of the third eye there, the rays of that coming out, filling this cup. We have the moons, which we all know are very important. I've just got a message off a friend there saying something about me being weird around moons. And that made me laugh. But yeah, so this is sort of I feel this is like things becoming uncovered, with this. So it's going through a full process here. And like I say, there's calm waters. There's a lovely like pinky glow to this as well. And like I say, we know with rose quartz and stuff like that, that is linked with the heart chakra. So like I say, if any of you are looking for a relationship reading today, then I really feel that this is, this is good. There's something good here. But what I actually got drawn to more around this, and like I say, I'm sorry, I just gave out what they give, and I read intuitively as well. So I don't go by book meanings at all. I throw the book away the whole time. But this got me thinking to sort of love and how we experience love, and what really love is. And this is what it's coming in this, and it's saying that. Within A Course in Miracles, they say that love is what we are. This is, this is when we're born, we are pure love. And then things get tainted as we get older. So when we open our heart chakra, what we do is we go back to who we were meant to be, This is it. Love is what we are. And love is always the answer. Now, people could be sitting there and you could be sitting there heartbroken and saying, no, it's not. This is how hurt I am with love. That is not love. Love does not hurt in that way. There are egoic aspects that often sort of fall into the trap of love, which are sort of jealousy, neediness, codependency, things like that, anger, hurt, all of that. That does not come from love. Love itself is such a wonderful feeling. When you feel it, you cannot feel these nasty feelings. They are from our ego, and this is when our mind takes control of our heart. So is that making sense here? So with, like I say, within A Course in Miracles, that actually says, can you imagine what it would be like, if we seen everybody as love? And I know there might be people out there who you're saying I don't like or whatever, but what I want to say and what is coming out very strongly here is keep your heart open. It doesn't matter what anybody else does to you, says to you, hurts you or whatever. If you close off your heart, then they're winning in a way. So this is about loving. And if somebody has hurt you and somebody has treated you unkind, then send them love, because they obviously need it. Because to be in a place where you hurt people, and to be in a place where you feel the need to be nasty or to work, from this egoic mind, that it can be quite detrimental. Then there is somewhere in that person that is lacking love, because when you are in a place of love, that cannot actually, you cannot do that. So it's like, if we lived in a world that was full of love, we would feel perfectly safe, we would be filled with joy, and we would want to share with other people, because that's what love does. We wouldn't feel sad, we wouldn't feel lonely, we wouldn't feel heartbroken, because there would be no loss. So this is it. Imagine a world without love. There would be no wars, because there would be no fighting. There would be no feeling guilty for things, because when you come from a loving place, love is tinged with innocence. So, there's this innocence there that would be. And imagine if everybody got along, how bizarre that would be. So this card is, I really feel it's about keeping your heart open at the minute, no matter what is going on. Because, there's a strange energy. It's good. There's a lot of good things coming, Spirit are showing me that all of the time. But it's about keeping open, because when you are receptive and when your heart is open, this is when you can receive. And if you if you walk along the street and you smile at somebody, then they smile back. So that's it. You've passed on. That is coming from a love base. If you walk along the street and you feel like that, then somebody will get like that about you. That is coming from an ego place. So when we work from a place of love, we can, it's like our opportunities are endless, completely endless, So it's like, our peace of mind cannot be disturbed, even if somebody else is not coming from a place of love, and they could be standing screaming in our faces. But if we are coming from a place of love, if we aren't scared, because obviously that's an egoic trait, if we, aren't wanting to attack them, because that again would be ego. Somebody can say whatever they want, and they can do whatever you want. And if you're coming from a place of love, that's what you give them back. And that is the best weapon to have, So if you become aware of when you are coming from a loving place, this is what is coming in with this. So I'm sorry, there may be a few predictions come in with it, but if you are coming from a loving place, and I really feel this is sort of like over this weekend, try for 24 hours, to just come to give love to whoever you meet. Even if this is the cashier in the shop who is grunting and groaning and being nasty to you and throwing your shopping at you, send them love back and see what happens. I was once, I trained for a bit with James Van Prague, and he was saying that, wherever he goes, he just gives it to people, and he says, you see a change. There's like a miraculous change with people. And the thing is, a lot of people aren't used to this, So it's like I say, when we are not coming from a place of love, it's because we have detoured from this higher power. We have detoured from source in some way. And if we start treating ourselves unkindly as well, then what can happen is we're not coming from a place of love. then if anybody else shows us love or gives us love, we can actually learn to resent them, because it shows, it's like a mirror, and it shows us something that we're not doing, if that makes sense. So it's like, if you do not allow love into yourself in any form, then this your life, it will be pretty painful. It will be pretty unsatisfying. It will be pretty miserable. You might have the odd moment of comfort, but on a whole, it is not going to be in a nice way. I want to say, there was an issue I had once with somebody. I don't want to go into it too much here, but it wasn't a nice thing that had happened. It was actually quite bad, really, really bad betrayal. It was quite a few years ago. And at first I was fighting this person. I was going through all the routes to fight them, and then I just thought, I don't want to fight anymore. And I actually seen them, and I just said, look, you do whatever you need to do, but I love you, and that is it. That is my last word on the matter. And instantly it changed. Now, that wasn't condoning what had been done, not in any way. What it done was allowed me to stop hurting over that. It allowed me to stop any resentments. It allowed me to stop feeling hard done to. It allowed me to feel that I'd been wronged. I gave love to this person, and then they couldn't attack in any way. So that was the best weapon, rather than actually, the fighting that I'd been doing for months before that. So it's like, when love is the only thing that's real, right? And every single one of us has that inside of us. Every single one of us. So I really feel today it's about, this is really strange because we had Valentine's Day on Tuesday, didn't we? This should have came in there. But this is talking about love, like offering love to everybody. If there's somebody that you've got your eye on, get in touch with them. Try, if you're getting sick of your partner or whatever like that, just try and take a step back and actually think about the qualities that you love about them, rather than the qualities that annoy you about them, and really, if you hate your job, look at what you loved about it at one time and try to focus on that, just for, like I say, 24 hours. And, if you're around pets, they're saying there, pets are the most amazing to learn from. Pets and children, we learn so much from, because they give love unconditionally. They just give it, you think of a child can be lying sick in bed or something like that, and you go in and instantly their face is lit up. You come home from work, and your dog or your cat is there to greet you, and I love it. My little Hendrix, every morning, he gets up and he's just so happy, and this is it. He doesn't want anything in return. Maybe some treats or something like that, but that isn't why he's doing it. So really try, and I feel, work from a love place for 24 hours and see like how your thinking is actually transformed. If you go to say anything negative or anything, or if somebody gets on your nerves, send them love. Actually look at them and think, what are they going through at the moment that is making them react like this to me? They actually need some love, So be like a love dealer. I feel that's what I've got. You know what I mean? Like a hug dealer and a love dealer. Be that this today, because I feel that there is a lesson in this for people. So for all of us, I think, there's a lesson. And what you will find with this, they're saying, is once you start to give out the love that is in this cup, once you start to give that out, you will see that it actually gets sort of replenished as well. So you cannot give love without getting it back as well. And self-love is as important as this as well. A lot of people, I feel within my work, and I see a lot of people, and they're they're wanting affirmation from somebody else. They're wanting somebody else to prove that they're lovable and things like that. And it's, when you love yourself, you will not allow yourself to be treated in a bad way, because you honor yourself, you respect yourself, and you love yourself. So you wouldn't allow anybody to treat you any differently. And this is, yes, this can be about romantic love, but have a look at the love that you have around you as well, and really take a moment to be grateful for that. I say I love you to basically all of my friends. Now, the thing is, if I can never ever say them words if I don't mean it. But I do. I was sitting talking to a friend last night, and I was sitting talking to her, and I just went, you know what, I love you, and it was, she's there for me, she holds space for me, she's there for me, she gives me advice sometimes that I don't want to hear, but she's there, and she has been there through thick and thin, the good times and the bad times. And it's not about just feeling it or thinking it. It's like, tell somebody, because sometimes one day that person might not be there, and them three simple words, I love you, that doesn't mean, like I want something from you. What it means is I see you. I see the person that you are. I value that you're in my life, and I'm actually sitting in this moment, and I can feel my heart chakra opening because of the connection that we have at this moment. So that's what it means. It's when it is said from a place of pure love, which is innocence, which is unconditional. So really be aware of who you have around you at the moment, and tell them today that you love them. They're three little words, and some people find them so hard to say. Some people find them very easy to say as well, mind, and it's like, that, like, love you, bye. What even is that? It's the most insincere, anybody can be. It's like terrible. Everybody's like, oh, I love you, but it's not meaning it. What I'm saying is, have 24 hours where you mean it. You will also find, if you offer love to, like I say, people that have wronged you, people that get on your nerves, your boss that you might hate, if you actually offer him love, you will find that your workday gets better, and he's probably going to, like, give you a little bit slack as well. So it's, like I say, you do gain from it, but that is not the reason that you're doing it. You're doing it so that you have peace of mind, so that you stay aligned. Because when you are coming from a place that is, you're hating somebody, or you're pissed off at somebody, or they're irritating you, or whatever, there is something going on with your ego that you're not, you're following your ego rather than following your love, and following your soul. So, like I say, look at what is it that is actually sort of affecting me here, not what they're doing. How is that affecting me? Because when you are aligned, when you come from a place of love, then you just give the love right back to them. It doesn't matter what they're giving to you, you just give love right back to them. And I can guarantee that your life will change. It could even change in an absolute second. We all have a choice. Whenever we react to anything, we have a choice, and it's, do I choose love or do I choose fear? And, there is, like I say, there is a lot to be said about choosing love. So that is the card for today. A bit different to my normal readings, but that's what came in. We then have, now the other two cards that have come out, we've had them recently as well. And we have the healing here, and this is the King of Cups. So this is actually it's the King of, what is it in Osho? Sorry, I've had a total mind blank there. It's actually the King of Cups in King of Water, right, okay, sorry. King of Water, which is the King of Cups in traditional tarot. And when we get this card up as well, what this is saying is that there may be sort of wounds that were buried actually coming to the surface here as well, but they're coming to the surface because they're ready to be healed. Now, I know I've said before that this is sort of like it's like Reiki, when you put your hands on people. But what I got when I looked at this card today, it was sort of as if somebody was like, right, okay, turn your head off there. Stop that stomach from churning, because if your stomach's churning, it's because your solar plexus is out of alignment, and that is because you are not feeling powerful. You have either given your power away, it has been taken, or there is some issue that you need to actually feel powerful for. So, like I say, this is it. So it's turn your head off, turn any worry up, because worry is what we feel in our solar plexus as well. So turn that off, and actually, like the Ace of Cups, come from a heart base. You couldn't make it up the way these cards come out together. I love the way they work together. And like I say, what will happen with this is you will start to heal. Anything that is sort of causing your mind to race, causing confusion, anything that is causing your stomach to feel tight and feel in knots, will start to heal when you actually come from this heart base. You will then start to connect to source again, because you cannot not. When you are coming from a place of love, you feel the world, you feel the universe. Any of you, had children, and the day the child is born, seeing new life coming into this world, you feel this overwhelming sense of love. And, it doesn't matter what anybody could say to you at that moment in time. It wouldn't matter. And this is because you are in a pure love base, and you are completely connected, and you are feeling it on every single level and in every single cell of your being. So this is what will happen. Your aura will start to expand as well. And once your aura expands, this is when we can touch others without even saying anything to them, and you see it, you feel it, your energy field actually starts to come out, and other people get it, and they go, all right, who are they? I want to connect with them in some way, because there's something about them that I'm feeling good at and feeling good about. And the reason they're feeling good is because they're feeling this love that you are emitting, because you're connected to source, you're going back to who you are remembering that you are love, and that is what you are giving out. So it's like this ripple effect. And then if that opens somebody else's heart chakra, then they can go off and imagine the difference that we can make, because this is what life's about. How much you loved, how much you laughed, and how much you made a difference. And once you open your heart chakra, the three of them just tie in together. You cannot do anything but, when you are coming from a love base and you are giving love in this way, people will feel happy, they will feel joyful, they will want to laugh. You will make a difference to their lives, but you will also make a difference to yours as well, because it will bring you to a place where you are feeling comfort, not discomfort. So like I say, it's a beautiful card, absolutely gorgeous card, and it's also saying that there's a lot of protection. And this is saying here, it's like being able to breathe again. When we are coming from a place of fear, we often hold our breath, and we don't breathe properly. And just by changing our breath, I might actually go into that one day, because I'm not going to do it here, but there's a way in which you can change your breath. And what this does is it just like resets you. And this is saying, when you're in a place of fear, you're like gasping for breath. You're not taking proper breaths. When you're coming from a place of love, you can take deep breaths, and you're allowed to, and you feel that, and that actually starts to reset you and make you feel good as well. So this is a win-win situation, that's just really made me laugh there, because we can see the belly button there. And I remember once I got my belly button pierced years and years ago. I was only a teenager, and my grandma and my mum at the time, they were disgusted, and they said, what, but that will affect your breathing. And I was like, how will it affect me breathing? And they said, well, you breathe through your belly button. And I was like, yeah, when you're in the womb, like, what are you going on about? And I said, do you not think that if that was the case, then all of these like sort of mass murderers would have just gone round sticking their fingers in people's belly button rather than chopping them up in bits or whatever? So sorry, I don't know why I had to share that, but that just came out there, and it just really, really made me laugh. And I felt the love from my mum and my nana, and also where I think a bit of this craziness actually came from as well. So, like I say, this is a time of healing, and caring, and that when you start to come from a heart base and a loving base, this is when sort of your struggle and any suffering actually starts to diminish, because you cannot be suffering when you are sort of coming from a pure heart base. It's when we are coming from an ego base, which is when we have heartbreak, when we have loss, when we feel we've been wronged or something like that. That is not love. And if we have a look in this card as well, the figure, they're naked and they're vulnerable and they're allowing this love to come to them. And it's scary, especially when it's in romantic situations. It is scary, and especially if you haven't had it before. But, the alternative is a lot more scary, I feel. So this is just like, it's a time of healing, and I really feel there's a big heart healing needed at the moment, and this is like, this will keep you healthy. This will keep you whole as well. People, when they cut their hearts off, they usually find that they actually start to then develop physical problems as well, So this is about being open, accepting, giving, because, sorry, as I said in the beginning, this is about like wounds being opened. And what Osho says about this card is, if you carry your wound round with you, your ego is the wound. And what he says is, you cannot touch a man of Tao because there's no one there to be touched. There's no wound. Because when you come from a loving place, this is when you just forgive and you just let things go. This guy in here, he's healthy, he's healed, he's whole, And Osho also says that the word heal comes from the sorry about this today with my words. The word heal comes from the word whole, and also the word holy as well. So when you are whole, you are healed and you are holy. So you are connected to divine. I love Osho. I just love that man's mind. So this is saying to be aware of these wounds and these feelings that I feel are coming up. Don't focus on them. So we're not wanting them to grow here. We're wanting them to be healed. So send love to this place wherever this hurt is coming from, And once you move its roots, so it's no longer like, it no longer hurts. Once you remove that, this is when it will start to heal. And this is when you will feel whole, So send love to wherever in you that is hurting. This could be an organ, this could be a feeling or whatever, but send love to it. Picture it. If somebody has hurt you, picture yourself sending love to them. If somebody is in a not a good headspace at the moment, send them love, and ask them for them to be blessed, to be happy, and to be loved. Because them are the three greatest gifts that we can give to anybody, especially our loved ones, but also to our enemies. Can you imagine if everybody done that rather than sending nuclear bombs or whatever? The world would be a very, very different place. So, like I say, this is about, not reacting. It's like feeling the energy flowing, feeling the love energy flowing, and this will be the start of like love, compassion. You will feel it. You will feel a change. So please, for 24 hours, just try and come from that place. So quickly, sorry, I've ranted on there. I'm really sorry, but when they've got stuff that needs to come out, I've got to listen. So the card that we've already had this one out, but it was in the protection position, wasn't it? So we've had this one this week. So this is number 1 in the Colette Baron Reid card. Now, number 1 in the tarot deck is the Fool. So it's about a new beginning. It's about starting again, and starting again, like I say, in a different way, with the lessons that you have learned. And I think all of us have learned, that hate doesn't work. Hate just doesn't work. Love is always the answer. So what this card is saying, this is, I mean, yang is sort of part of the yin yang, the Chinese symbol, and this is the masculine side of that. And it's the two of them together actually form everything, really. So this is saying, that this is about action here as well. And using this energy, I mean, like I say, this beautiful, beautiful ball of energy. And love is energy as well, love is energy. We are energy, and using that, what you have, to like sort of propel the world forward in some way, to change your world, because this is powerful, powerful stuff. So this is about, getting your thoughts, your desires and everything into alignment, getting clear on what you want, like I say, holding them with love as well, and actually putting forth, this is action time. Sorry, so it's about building momentum, and it's like I say, if we do it for 24 hours, we'll realize how good it feels, and then we can carry on with it. So this is saying, things are about to come to fruition as well. So, I feel that there's something new coming now. Like I say, we've got this as well. So once you open yourself to love, then be prepared, because it can come in. So this is talking about like a new life or a new way of being as well. And what you will find when you start thinking differently, you start acting differently, and then you will find that obstacles that you had there will start to be overcome. So it's like, we need to make these changes within ourselves. In the world at the minute, there's a lot of love around, but it could always do with more, and if more people came from a loving place, and I think a lot of people have forgot what it is, but all they need to do is just remember, because it's always there. It's who they are, So this is saying that you can shape your destiny now just by changing your actions, and changing where your thoughts are coming from, and change where you're working from as well. So this is saying, like, trust in the universe. There's stuff happening, and there's stuff happening quickly, I feel, with this, and this is all towards our highest good. This is what I feel it is, so go forth with, like, be assured that everything will be fine here, everything is going to be all right. They're playing that song again. There's nothing you can do that can't be done. Right, okay, that's what they brought in. Yeah, there's nothing you can do that can't be done. That is it, the words to All You Need Is Love. And put that song on. Listen to that song. I'll put the link under this. Listen to that song and see if you don't feel better once you've listened to it as well. So like I say, this is about now dancing to the tune of love. It could be romantic love, but if it's not, just give it to the people around you. Give it to everybody who you meet over the weekend as well. You take the lead, and you will see that people start to follow. A lot of times people want to do exactly the same, but they're just sitting waiting for somebody else to make the first move. And this is about, like I say, it's the masculine card. It's about manning up and you actually taking the lead, and then others will follow you here as well. And Spirit have just said to me there, when you do what you love with love, then this is when you will see miraculous changes, So this is about, this is a card about really loving life. I feeling very, very blessed, changing from fear to love, because this is just perception. It is our perception. And like I say, we know that miracles occur when we change our perception from fear to love. And that's it. It's a simple, like, it's a decision that we make. It's not complicated. We don't have to read books on it. We don't have to ask permission. We just love. And when you do that, like I say, change your thinking, then fear is not there. And, we can change the world a little bit. So I hope that made sense to you today. I really like that one, but like I say, I'm a bit of a hippie, and I just love love. But yeah, it's there behind me. Love is all you need. So, and yeah, right, okay, and then it will get rid of any obstacles, like I've said. Yeah, they're giving Ganesh a shout out there as well. So if anybody would like a reading with me, please get in touch. Bearing in mind, it is the weekend, so I don't usually work weekends. I usually try to catch up. But if you do send messages sort of later on Saturday and Sunday, then it will be Monday when I actually reply to them. So, but if anybody wants a reading, please get in touch with me either via my Facebook, via my website, or my Facebook page. I am going to be doing some. I've done a few before, but I'm going to be doing some live readings on Facebook. I can't work out how to do it on YouTube yet. So if somebody can show me, then I will do it. But what I'll do beforehand is I'll put a little video on here. So make sure that you're subscribed and then you get the notification. And what I'll do is I could say, right, okay, I'm going to be on Facebook in an hour doing live readings where, like I say, I'll pull a card for you and we'll see what actually comes up with that, because that's a great way. Like I say, I'm feeling this connection growing, and I want to spread the love as well a little bit. So I feel by giving something back, rather than just listening to these general readings, there is a chance that you could get one yourself as well. But I will let you know. Don't think it's going to be this week now. I think it's going to be next. But I will keep you all informed in that. And like I say, have a lovely, lovely day, and just spread love far and wide. I feel that's the message for today. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. No, I won't. I'll see you later on today. I've got to do the weekend cards, so we'll see what they come up with. Okay, so have an absolutely fabulous day. Satnam.